So when you arrive for your shift at the Bushnell, you're going to be parking at the state parking lot. It's literally directly across the street from the Presbyterian Church and right next door to the Bushnell. You want to put something in your GPS, put 165 Capitol Avenue. So if by chance you're being dropped off, and you see the Clinton Street Bushnell Theater, this is Clinton Street. You want to turn down this street, and just a little further down, you're going to get dropped off by the stage door entrance. So as you can see, it's just a short distance from the corner. And you can follow me, and we're going to enter the stage door. You're going to press the ring for assistance as the door is locked. It will buzz, and we open it. And you're just going to follow downstairs. So if you're a visitor, you would sign in here, but because you're going to be volunteering and doing usher duties, you just follow me up the stairs here. Top of the stairs, just make a U-turn. And just go through the two doors. Now when you come, you may see activity here because early team usually lets patrons in a little bit earlier. And these are the two doors where they're going to be coming through. In the building theater, here's coat check. And we're just going to proceed up the stairs to where you would normally just sign in, so to speak. Customer service, if you find any items in your seats in the theater, that's where you're going to turn them in. If a patron has a problem or they need some assistance, sometimes you may refer them to that area as well. Entrance to Mortensen Hall. The grand foyer. And right here along the right side is where you're going to normally see other ushers, a floor director with a little table handing out assignments. This is where you're going to get in line to get your position. So you've just received your assignment downstairs when you checked in, and you put it in your pocket, obviously, and you walked over to stuffing. And stuffing is when we put all those little announcements and advertisements into the programs. Once you're done with stuffing, then we have an overall meeting with the floor directors and the patron services manager that talks about what's going on in the theater complex. You'll also get a what's on sheet, which is a little different than this, that kind of gives you a little snapshot of what's going on throughout the complex. From there, we then break out into our level meetings. So there's a balcony meeting, there's a mezzanine meeting, and there's an orchestra meeting. You will go to your designated level. Obviously, you're going to follow your floor director to where we're going to be meeting. And from there, they're going to go into the more finer details of any specifics that you may be responsible for in this particular level. The level we're standing on is the mezzanine. Okay, so typically 30 minutes before the show actually starts, you will most likely get entrance into the theater as an usher, where you're allowed to walk down, check out your seats. What rows you have, what sections you have, get comfortable with. You're going to also have probably a teammate that's going to be working with you, and does it make sense to have a teammate further down versus one in the back? That stuff, some of the things you're going to be working out. One of the things I want to mention to you is the layout of basically this level of the theater. So facing the stage is north. So just like a map, north is forward, west is on the left, east is on the right, okay? What also helps you remember is our sections are lettered. On this level, it's A through G, okay? So A, B, C, D, E, which is east, reminds you to go on the right side. And then G is the loge. I'm sitting in this front area. that you see kind of go to the edges of the stage or edges of the audience, those are called the loges. And some things you have to be careful of. So I'm standing in, this is row A, for instance, okay? This is row B. If someone's in that aisle over there and they're in row A, guess what? They can't get to it because there's the cutoff of the mezzanine level. So it's little nuances of something like that that you need to be aware of. Okay, so here's a typical Bushnell ticket. You see the section, which is M-E-Z-Z. It's not Mez B, it's mezzanine level. Section B, row A, seat 105. You also look at the date and the show that they're going to be attending. You want to make sure that they're here for the right thing, because if there's something going on in both theaters, trust me, people could be sitting in the wrong theater and you may not know it. So as you grab this ticket, you're going to scan it. You're going to welcome the people. When they first come in, you're going to say, "Can I help you to your seat?" They're going to graciously hand you your ticket. "Thank you very much." You're going to walk down the aisle and follow them, or I'm sorry, you're going to lead them and they're going to follow you. And this is mezzanine section B, which is right here. That's section A, this is section B. It's row A, which is the letter A right down there, and it's seat 105. And I know they're in the right section because remember I said on the west side, odd numbers. Oh, I didn't say that, but let me clarify. So here's seat 105, and you let them sit down. So one thing related to the seats, as you know that the stage is north. I'm on the west side, that's the east side. Another thing to find out too is if you notice, I'm on the west side, section A, and it's seat 105, which is odd. People are going to ask you, I have seat 103 and 105. Are we next to each other? Yes, because on the west side, it's odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 201, 203, 205. In the center, which is section D, that's always sequential. So 201, 202, 203. And on the east side, it's even seats, 202, 204, 206, etc. So that also helps you remember. So if by chance someone comes down here and you got confused on the sections and you see row A, but it's seat 10, let's say it's seat 202, there's no even over here, you're going to realize, oops, you're on the other side. So again, that's another little secret to work on. Another thing to be aware of in this level is, see this border that goes around the mezzanine level? People like to put their coats, drinks, programs, etc. on the shelf. It's up to you to say, "I'm sorry, sir, the Bushnell requests that you put nothing on that shelf because we don't want anything to slip and fall." Another thing is, as you usher, you're going to be greeting people as they enter the theater. "Hi, can I show you to your seat?" They're going to give you your ticket, etc., as I said before. You're going to walk them down. Always walk them down. You could have a patron who maybe is a permanent subscriber here and they've had the same seats for 20 years. They're going to go, "Nope, I know exactly where I'm going," and you're going to be, "That's fine. Thank you for coming," and let them be. But you're going to recognize people who really don't know where they're going. You want to walk them down to their seat. If they're in the middle of the row and there's a bunch of people sitting here, I always say, "Would you excuse us, please?" And usually the first people will start standing, and then it allows people to walk through and get to their seat. Sometimes it's going to be very crowded. It may be a big mad rush in. And as an usher, you may be down here helping someone to their seat, but you're having difficulty getting back up there because there's so many people coming down. Don't fret, just say, "Can I help the next party, please? Is there somebody who needs help?" And if there's somebody who acts like they know where they're going, but they're really unsure, just say, "Sir or ma'am, can I just check your ticket to make sure you're in the right section?" And then when you scan the ticket, you can say, "Oh, you're row S." And again, you don't point with one finger, you point with either two fingers or the entire hand, because it's rude to point with one finger. But it helps you to at least make sure that you're getting people in the right seats, because when the lights go out and someone comes down with a ticket and you want to sit them and someone else is sitting in the wrong seat, it starts to get very difficult in the dark to try to get people rearranged. So now we're in the balcony level, and if you look over my shoulder, you will see that that's where we were standing just in the short part of the video earlier. So in the balcony level, I'm just showing you a balcony ticket where it's a balcony section E, row F, and the seat number is 226. So I'm on the east side because it's even numbers. Again, on this level, it's sections B, C, D, E, F. Again, D is dead center. That's how I remember it. So again, this is row F, seat 226. And 228 is the first one. 226, again, the seats are right on here. You can see that's 226. and the person would be sitting right there. One thing about this level is the balcony is the best level for sound. Leopold Stokowski, who was a conductor of the orchestra, I believe it was in Philadelphia, he came here, described this building as the finest theater in the world acoustically, and the best sound is in the upper level. So usually when there's an orchestra playing, these are the best seats. 652 seats on this level. One thing that's really nice about this level is it's very self-contained. On the far end of the theater, on the west side, you see those two exit signs. There's restrooms over there, there's a bar, so everything is self-contained. A lot of people think they have to go to another level to get refreshments and stuff, but it's easy. It's just go down to the other end of the theater, and life is good. So in the event of during a performance, suddenly there's an evacuation that's necessary, it's up to you as an usher to lead your patrons out to safety. As I mentioned, you get a assignment sheet, right? This says balcony east, and on the back is an evacuation procedure. This tells you exactly how your section and only your section is going to evacuate. In this case, it says direct patrons down stairwell 1 and assist them in exiting. So most people are going to go down the main exit that we've entered the level on. No, no, no. Stair 1. This is level 5. This does not represent stair level. Stair 1, level 5. You're going to lead your patrons out in the safety stairwell, and it's going to lead them directly outside. And in this case, we would walk across to Capitol Avenue where you parked your car. But again, each position may have a different evacuation procedure and where you're going to exit across to. It could be the state capitol versus the state parking lot. It could be the Presbyterian church. It really varies on your position. Just make sure you read that. So at the end of the performance, you're going to be standing most likely by the end of your aisle. By the exit door, you're going to thank patrons for coming, thank you for coming, be safe driving away, etc. Once the theater is emptied, it's your responsibility to go through your section and check the seats for any personal belongings that people may have left in error. You're not picking up any trash. You're not picking up programs, drink cups, soda bottles, nothing. It's strictly personal items. It could be a pocketbook, jewelry, money. You'd be surprised what you may find. That's why you want to make sure you have a trusty flashlight. And again, if you're checking tickets in the theater's dark, you want to make sure that you keep your flashlight down. You don't want to go up like this because it's like a spotlight, as you can see. So what I typically do is that you kind of scour the seats, and you don't have to do each one spend 10 minutes on, but you're going to look for something that may be out of line. So this seat right here is a little bit out of whack. That could indicate that something's stuck there. But obviously when I looked, it's fine. I usually go under the floor, here, and back here. And usually if there's something that's missing, it tends to sparkle or something, so you'll most likely find it. Sweaters, gloves, umbrellas, the usual suspects. But yeah, once you find this stuff, you're going to tell your floor director what you found. He or she's going to direct you to customer service to drop the stuff off in case people come and want to claim it. And then when you finish your section, you check in with your floor director, and he or she will say thank you for your help tonight and have a good evening.